back in the mood. Ayy, yeah, Stella got grooves, hold me. I don't want you lonely. I don't want
Around the loop. And man, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm super blessed today with the one and only 777 Blest. So thank you so much for being on the show today. And thank you. It's an honor and privilege to actually have me here today with your brother as well. And this is honestly one episode that nobody's ever going to forget. I'll tell you guys that. So
a moment in history.
That's true.
A moment in history.
One of one. And this is going to be a beautiful episode. You already feel it. So
stay tuned.
I hope you guys are excited. But alrighty, well, let's get started. Let's tell the world who you are if they haven't met you yet.
My name is 777 Blest, and I'm from Oceanside, California. 27 years old, part of the 27 Club. Not the official 27 Club, but entering 28 soon.
There we go. There we go. That's amazing. So, want to let the world know, where can they find you real quick if they want to tap in and check you out?
Well, I'm available on all social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, everything. And all you got to do is type in the 777 Blest and you'll find me on everything. Music-wise, SoundCloud, that's where I started at. SoundCloud's the OG. But I navigated from SoundCloud to everything now. Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, Deezer, all these different types of platforms you can find my music on. And
that's a blessing right there. So I appreciate that. And man, it's honestly a blessing, because if you guys paid attention a few episodes back, we did a memorial show. And if you guys saw, I did an actual quick interview with him and invited him to be on the show. And I know this has been a long-awaited episode, but we had to make sure everything was right. Can't rush perfection. I'll tell you guys that, and that's the truth. So, let's talk about who you are. So let's start from the get-go. Where did the name come from?
So, Blest is actually an acronym, and I'm going to break down Blest to everyone right now. And it's a beautiful thing. We're breaking it down right now in front of my brother, because anybody can be blessed. You can be blessed,
True.
I can be blessed, and you can be blessed. So Blest is just an acronym. It's bringing love every single time. It's something I created where anywhere you go in this world, you need to bring love. You need to be respectful. You need to bring a sense of gratitude and respect to anybody you meet, to any culture, to any place, and that's how you navigate through life. I think if everyone had that in their back of their head or lived by that standpoint, like, you'll be fine, and you don't have to worry about checking in or going anywhere, like, because you're bringing respect to everywhere you go. You got to stand on that. Be respectful and just be yourself.
Appreciate that. Oh, that's beautiful. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, no,
that's beautiful.
Bringing
right
love
there.
every single time, because I went by a different name. I started, the music is a way to navigate your emotions and the state of being you are in. And at a time, I was in a negative state of being. I was filled with drugs. I was a drug addict, and I went by a different name. I went by YK, and it's called Young Craze. And actually, if you look up my music, I still have my addict mixtape.
Hey, we're gonna put the link here.
yeah, YK Young Craze. Woo! Like, a lot of people, that's
Young Crazy. Oh, we're gonna talk about that later.
That's a whole nother I guess a persona I had to shed into becoming who I truly am. And so I'm blessed that I am be able to finally, be in my shell of who I am, like just my actual being. So it's a blessing.
That's a crazy nickname there. So I want to talk about the origins. So were you born and raised in Oceanside?
No. So a lot of people think I was born in Oceanside, but I wasn't. I came to Oceanside when I was 5. I was born in Riverside.
Ooh, hey, you guys heard it here. Yeah. It's official.
Riverside. But my family is all originated from LA, Compton, South Central, Carson. And so, my father, he was actually in the Marines. He did a deal back in the 80s. They don't do it no more. Either go to jail or go to the military. He changed his life, and I love my father for that, because he decided that he didn't want to be a statistic. And he, joined the Marines, moved his family out. My sister was born in Los Angeles, and he was like, I don't want to raise my family in LA. Let's leave, let's go. So moved us to Riverside, Corona. That's where we're at. But the weather, God, it's so hot in Corona. It is damn near the desert. It's hot in Corona.
It's not really,
They do have a beautiful football program. They Centennial High. But other than that, it wasn't my father didn't see a future out there for us, so he decided he needed to move, and so we ended up moving to Oceanside when I was about 5, and I was raised out here, you know, ever since. I love Oceanside. Oceanside is my home. It's my city. It's where I was cultivated at. Everything about me was raised in Oceanside and turned me into the person I am today, and I wouldn't want to grow up anywhere. I mean, I would go back to LA and I would, you know, see my family and cousins out there, and like LA to me is a second home because I do feel a sense of family, because it's a family out there, like, you know. But Oceanside, that is my home, and that'll always be my home. So my brother's buried, you know. I always have love for my city, you know.
I appreciate you sharing that, and I want to ask, so how was life growing up here in Oceanside and during your times? Because everybody grew up in different times. We are pretty close, honestly, in the same around the same timeline. Yeah. So I want to ask, from your perspective, how was life for you growing up in Oceanside?
So if you can like get every single human emotion, and put it in a bottle and shake that shit up super fast, bro, that's my life in Oceanside. A complete just. Man, like I was trying to find myself, and I was doing everything I could to do that. And so I was getting involved in all types of people, all types of situations, all types of environments, because that's a part of life. You grow up and you try things, you fail, you get in trouble, you fuck up, you know, you go through life just trying to figure out who you are as a person. And so it was, I don't regret anything in my life. I love the life I was given and how I was raised out here, and all the people I've met and the different situations I've been in and people I experienced out here in the city. I don't take nothing for granted. Nothing. No, you can't. Everything in your life is for a purpose. It's for a reason. True. So every fucking situation, every fucked up experience you've been through, it's for a reason. It shapes you into the person you are, and the creator of this world, God, is not going to give you anything you can't handle.
That's true.
Period.
That is true. I agree with you strongly on that, and for some of us, we might even think like it's unfair, it's fucked up. Why did it happen to us? And it's like it is the reason why the Lord did that, and you know, there's reasons why He called certain people home a lot sooner than expected, because he didn't want him hurting. There was, you know, and it's to end that pain and that misery, and it's like it's come home. It's a come home, my child type, you know, and that means a lot. So it's like for us to be mad about it, and because we can sit here and be upset about it, be frustrated and filled with hate and anger, but it's like, well, that's not gonna get us nowhere. So it's learning to see this as like, okay, how am I gonna overcome this situation? How can I move forward? How can I still continue to make others proud, you know, that are no longer here to see this? And it's for us to keep our head up, and like you say, the Lord wouldn't throw anything our way that we couldn't handle. And whether we've seen death a few times, and I can definitely relate on that. I mean, I've definitely kissed death on the forehead a few times, and blessed to still be here. And it wasn't meant to be. It wasn't meant to be. So, but it is a blessing to be able to just carry on that legacy and just live the life that, you know, others aren't going to be able to live. So, you know, enjoy it to the fullest.
And you grew up in Carmel Valley, right?
Actually, I grew up right here in Oceanside. Yeah. So I grew up on the east side. What? So I grew up in the east side.
Real?
Yeah, Oceanside, born and raised. I lived out in the valley my first couple of years. I was down in the valley by Stater Brothers, so I was out there in the timbers.
Oh, you by the mid valley.
Yeah, I was in Mid Valley for where I was born and raised. I was there for a couple of years, and then I think I was 5. We moved to the east side in Pozole, and from there it was just we lived in that corner house.
So I'm glad you grew up in Oceanside, because you get it.
Yes, sir.
You get it. Then you get and you know, it's it's sad, but there's a racial divide, there's a community divide, and it's all based on sections.
Yeah.
Oh, you grew up by the back gate, you grew up by the deep, you grew up by the mid, you grew up by the east side, you grew up, oh, you're Mexican, you Samoan, you you know, blacks and the Samoans against the Mex. Like, it's just, we went through all that shit, but I feel like everyone who really grows out of it, like they get older and they like, you know, like no one cares about that shit no more. But like in elementary and middle school, like it was so serious, bro. Like even high school, like your tribes, it was tribes, it was sides, and you know, it's fucking. Some people get stuck in that mentality of ignorance, and that's all it was, ignorance. Because at the end of the day, we're the same. We're all the same. Like people are like, oh, I don't like that fool. He's an essay. He's a cholo. I'm like, okay, bro, he grew up just like you though. Like you probably from the same hood. Y'all probably have gang member families too. Y'all, it's literally the same. That's why they want black and brown people, blacks and Samoans, but they want minorities to go after each other, bro. They want, and at the end of the day, like fuck it, it's not even minorities. It's the poor versus the rich type shit. They want the poor. They want the poor and the middle class to go against each other and fight each other.
That's why we out here. That's why the military and
we're all the
fighting the rich man's war. That's what it is. We fight in the rich man war because it's like. I understood it from the Marine side too. When I served, it's like, okay, we're on a mission to do X, Y, and Z, but it's like a war that never ends. It's like it doesn't make sense. It has to be an end to it. But it's a rich man's war. It's a rich man's war, and it's money. It's money, and you know, it's.
I just want to say that I don't got no problems with Iran.
No, me neither. Just letting you guys know.
I'm just saying right now, I ain't got no quarrels with him. I ain't got no beef. I'm not chipping on. Over here in the U.S., we chilling. That's what I say that.
We want
hey,
peace.
Blest 777 Blest Round Loop Podcast. We got respect for the Middle East. Peace in the Middle East.
And we want nothing but love and just peace for everybody. We want people to just to be able to wake up and not stress. I've seen the videos. I've seen the clips of airstrikes at night. I can only imagine the terror that the family.
Bro, that's why I'm so blessed that people don't understand. Like I kind of get mad now when I'm like, bro, you know how fucking grateful you need to be grateful.
You're not worrying about having a
you are. You're not in a war zone. You're not in a war zone. You don't have to wake up and your house is dismantled by bombs and
you don't even wake up. You're just done. You don't even wake up no more.
Bro, it's whole families are getting evaporated. I'm like, it's just dog
on instant heartbeat, and it's insane how traumatic that is. And it's for y'all folks out here, like you guys get to go and sleep in your own beds, whether it's a floor bed, you're under a roof, you're somewhere safe here. At least you're not worried about some fucking airstrike.
We're freedom, bro. I'd rather be, but
the freedom we have here is insane.
You could be homeless on the beach.
Yeah.
I just went to Venice, bro, and I seen so many. You know, I ain't knocking the homeless, bro. I'm just saying, but like, you good, bro? Y'all chilling, y'all on the beach, like homeless is, you know, drinking, smoking, like not worth paradise, bro.
That's paradise.
When that's paradise, bro. Like, oh. Fuck, even go across the border in Tijuana, even out there in Mexico, bro. It's crazy over there.
It is.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And so much has changed, and it's crazy because it's like the most dangerous thing is media, and it's how people are just so. You get stuck to a certain thing, you're like, oh well, I saw it on here, so it's got to be X, Y, and Z. It's this and
Don't let this control you.
That's fact. That's a fact.
Don't let this manipulate your mind and control you and feed you false information. See it with your eyes.
There's so much false information, and I understand how it creates political wars with
division,
people.
Everything.
Yes. Oh my gosh, and division happens in an instant. It could be over some like, oh well, you voted for X, Y, and Z, or you like this and that, or this and that, and it's all of a sudden now you just hate the person. It's like, wait a second, that person was you were so good with what the fuck? No, that's so dumb. It's dumb, and that's why it's like for me, like. I never speak on politics because I leave it alone. Yeah. Because I always know that's gonna stir the pot. It's always
gonna stir the pot. It's always gonna stir the pot when you speak on politics. But also as a human, I mean, you can if you want. But me, I stand on morals. I stand on principles. You gotta stand on something, or you'll fall for anything. True. So stand on it. If you have, you know, if you think this is a problem or if you think something ain't right, speak your mind.
True.
Freedom of speech is a real thing.
It is true, and we are so blessed to be able to do that.
Yep.
Because other countries, y'all, I'm just saying, you speak your mind. They hunt you down. They're doing that.
What do they do? What do they? Oh, they said they don't want to salute the flag. What? That's it? Like, bro, like that, man.
Oh man, the flag is another thing. Is the American flag? Y'all leave that alone. That's a beautiful thing that so many work so hard for, and it doesn't. the American flag doesn't have a race on that one. It is the blood and tears of every single human being.
That's what it's meant to be, American.
Yep.
We're all the same. We all deserve freedom. We all deserve, we all are immigrants. And we all came here as immigrants. And this world, this country was founded by immigrants. You feel me? So like, I don't want to hear about none of that. We're all home. This is home here.
Yeah,
this is the home of immigrants.
It's true.
Period.
It's true. And for the folks out here, saying they, hey, burning down the flag or doing X, Y, and Z, hey, don't do that.
No,
don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, I'm just saying because so many worked.
Don't do that.
Many worked hard for that. I've been seeing videos of folks, and it's like that's where the the unity and division. I've seen it too, where it's like the people that are protesting, they're stopping folks from burning the flag, and it's like. And that's a beautiful thing to see. Is like stop that shit. Don't go out there. And there's a way to protest peacefully. I understand, but when you start getting rowdy, oh man, that's where it turns gray for everybody. That sucks. And it's the rowdy area. It's like
controlling your emotions is the most important thing you need to do in this life as a human being.
I agree so much.
That's the most important thing. Do not ever, ever, ever in your life let a temporary emotion have you make a permanent decision on your life.
That's true.
You feel me? Think about it. Just take 5 minutes and think about the emotion. Calm down before you risk your life or somebody else's life or just some crazy shit. Like, control your emotions. Master them.
It's there's a saying that I wish I remember how it goes, but it's you can't see yourself, you can't see your own reflection in boiling water. So it's once that water calms down, then you'll be able to see the true nature. So it's like you act in that boiling water, you're gonna get yourself in some deep shit. So
gonna get burned, keep fucking around.
True.
Stay your ass out the kitchen.
That's so true. That's true. So I wanna ask you. Let's talk a little bit about your music. So how did
do it.
When did this all start?
Man, so
that's what I'm curious.
The first time I realized I had a love for music is when I saw the Bebe Kids. You ever saw that movie, Bebe Kids? It's that funny animation. And I think I was about 5 or 6 when I saw that movie, and I memorized the raps from there. The little raps they would have, the little kids would be having at the carnival, whatever the fair they're at. I would memorize those raps, and I would just rap that shit back to my brother, my cousins. I was go over there, and I'd just be always just rapping, and I was like, oh, okay, like it wasn't my own shit, but like I had an act of memorizing rhymes.
There you go. Okay.
It was memorizing, and then I'm gonna be honest, the first kind of music I was introduced to was gangster rap. It is what it is. That's what my dad's from Compton. He likes that music. It's not. I mean, you could argue you shouldn't be listening to that at a young age, but hey, I had my dad's iPod. At 6,
we the
7.
East Coast.
Yeah, bro. Like it's
on the West. Like
my
that's
father
the West side.
also raised me to like to realize what life is, what real life is. He didn't sugarcoat nothing. He didn't hide nothing from me. He exposed me to what the real is. And I think that's another reason why I'm so grateful for him, because it made me to the person I am. Because I'm like, okay, yeah, like he didn't sell me a dream or a lie about life. It was real. Like, I mean, we didn't celebrate Christmas. I didn't believe in Santa Claus. I was also raised a Muslim too. Okay. Got all that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hey, and for people that didn't know that,
Assalamu alaikum, my brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. But yes, I was raised a Muslim. My mom's a diehard Christian, so that created a little division in the family. But yeah, I grew up on gangster rap, and also he would also play. I don't know if y'all know that. You ever heard of Zapp and Roger?
Ooh, that sounds
more bounce to the ounce.
Yep.
More like oldie. He would play oldies too, cause he had a 6'4" lowrider, cherry red Impala, and he would drive that. Man, so he would either be playing Tupac or he would be playing some oldies, some Zapp and Roger. You feel me? Like, or that Mac Morrison, Returning to Mac.
Yep.
Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac.
There
like,
you go.
Yeah, so it was very soul. My dad raised me on soul. My mom, she was she only listened to Christian music. Like, she was the type, she could not listen to any type of music. But I'll give it this. But when I got older, she started listening to Bruno Mars, which is kind of funny. So Bruno Mars, shout out to you. You're the only person. Like literally, because she would just listen to Christian music, and then I go into the car one time. I'm in high school. She bumping Bruno Mars, and I'm like, what happened to Jesus, what happened to all that? No, we bumping Bruno now. Okay, I mean he's hard.
It's a start. There we go. There we go.
But a lot of people would be like now because when you look at my music, it's alternative, it's rock, it's indie, and
it's beautiful though because it's like you get if for you all folks that haven't tapped in and you have and you've looked at his catalog of music, there is a change. It does change, and you pay attention. It's on emotion, storytelling on his songs. Like you guys got to pay attention because I've been paying attention to his songs. He just released, if you guys didn't pay attention, but he just released a cover for Schizophrenia by XXX. And if you guys don't know who XXX is, you've been sleeping. But he's a legend, and legends never die.
Yeah, it's 7 years. Memorial was yesterday.
It is, yeah. Damn, 7 years. Yeah. 7 years. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 777 Blest.
Yep.
It's been 7 years.
Man, I remember that when it was just yesterday. It really was.
That shit was a trip. I'm not gonna cap that. I'm gonna be honest. Like I didn't fuck with X when he first came out.
Me neither.
Because
honestly, it took a minute.
We're from San Diego. So if y'all know this, the story with X coming out to San Diego
with Rob
that was my first that was my first thing of like seeing X was him say, "Oh fuck San Diego," and blah blah. Like I'm like, who's this guy? Like, 'cause I didn't know who he was, and they're like, "Oh no, he's beefing with Rob Stone, man." Like,
yep, that's exactly how I remember.
Like he beat on his girl, and this just so like I'm not gonna lie, I believe the rumors. I'm gonna say rumors because I wasn't there. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Exactly.
But, like I did see her face up, but I'm gonna be honest. Like that's why I didn't fuck with X or listen to none of his music, and I didn't really care to listen to his music because I believed the rumors, and also I was also younger too, and I was still in a mindset where I was on drugs and I didn't give a fuck and I was tripping. My brother just died, so like I was on like I was listening to other shit. Like my music at that time, like from 2017, 2016, 2008, I was bumping my cousins. I was bumping Draco. I was bumping Ralphie the Plug. I was bumping like LA. I was on a different like, you feel me, nervous music, Stink Team. Like I was on a whole different like, I wasn't even thinking about that kind of music. And like I said, like my music now, you'll see the elevation. You'll see the elevation through my music because it's me finding myself and finding who I am. And I had to get sober to do that. I had to go to rehab. I had a young age at 19. I had to get sober and to realize, okay, who I really am. Okay, I really want to do this now. Okay, I don't have to be a statistic and just because I look a certain way doesn't mean I have to come out like a gangster rapper. I don't have to come out like I can be myself. I can find out ways to connect to an audience without being negative.
That's beautiful right there. And honestly, I do want to tap in with that. So, like I wanted to ask you, you said that you went to rehab at 19. So, want to talk about this a little bit because I can definitely relate to it. I mean, I didn't go into rehab in that sense, but I did go through the steps of getting myself clean too. So I understand the struggle. And I want to ask, like, what was the tipping point for you that you're like, I need to go to rehab? Like, what was it that actually hit you? Was it almost kissing death on the forehead that landed you in rehab? Because it's a real question like that.
Every time I had a seizure, I was on the verge of life or death. And that's what happens when you go through a Xanax, a very, very, fuck, bro. Like it's crazy because it's so. This addiction changed my life so drastically and changed my whole persona as a human. People don't think, oh, Xanax is. I was on street Xanax, and street Xanax that's manufactured like that. I could say it cut off every single emotion I had.
Okay. Well,
I was totally numb to the fact where I didn't care about anyone. I didn't care about any human. I didn't care about my family. I didn't care about my dad, my mom. No one. I was robbing everyone to feed my addiction. Everyone. There was a time where I was on Snapchat because everybody, for some reason, all the drug dealers want to post their work on Snapchat. It was bad. I'm going through Snapchat fighting people to rob. Oh, you got Xanax. You got Xanax. Bet. And because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. I didn't care if I got killed during the robbery. I didn't care. Like, I wanted it. I needed it. And I did it. It wasn't even like I went out and took it. Like, I was taking them by myself and staying by myself in my room. And I was having so many seizures by myself while I was trying to hide it from my friends and shit. friends, family, like,
Yeah.
you know, and it got to a point where I remember one time I was at a liquor store with my homies in the deep. We was at Big Liquor, and we was coming out of Big Liquor, and the homies, if they see this, they'll remember, we just got some drinks, and I'm walking out the store, and I have a hold on, bro, and I fucking flip, I fall on the ground and everything, and the homies were like, "Blood, what the fuck? You good, bro? What the fuck? Like, you what's wrong?" I'm like, and I lied to them. I lied. I was like, "Oh, nigga, I'm smoking too much weed, bro." Like, but no, because I was a Xan head, and that's why when Xanax is out of your body, you start going through withdrawals, and the withdrawals cause seizures. And I remember the accident, the first seizure I've ever had in my life, and it's a trip because I'm always gonna remember it. It was actually at a party I performed at a house party. Oh, everyone in that house party saw me have a seizure.
Was it while you were performing? After
it was after.
Okay.
It was after. It was after. Thank God it was after. I did like 2-3 songs, and the moment I got off stage, that's when my vision went out, and I woke up in the ambulance, and my vision went out. I guess what happened was I just fucking collapsed, and I just started having a whole grand mal seizure. They called the ambulance, you feel me? I fucking went in, and that was like my first time, because they ended up calling my I forgot who gave him my pop's number. My pops ended up coming and shit. And and that was like him having to realize, like, oh shit, like, you know, like he's on it, because, you know, toxology reports came out and everything, so they found out, you know, I have an addiction problem. And so it was more like, my dad was already going through it a lot with my brother, because my brother was still, he was in his like last stages of his schizophrenia, and it was very, very, very hard for everyone. And so, like, I don't know, I had to, I wish I could have be better for my father and my family now that my brother was gone, and I didn't, you know, get that deep into drugs and fucking have that control my life. But I was so fucking lost and sad, and my twin was gone, and I didn't want to feel anymore. And I was being selfish. I was being very, very selfish, because I cared about myself, and I cared about my feelings. I mean, I went through a bad breakup with my ex for a while, because she didn't want to be with me anymore because of my Xanax issues, and I understand why she left, and she, you know, went with somebody else. So everyone in my life was leaving me because of me. Everyone in my life was leaving because of me. And then I was just fucking up. My license was suspended because I couldn't drive, but I didn't care. I was still driving with no license, and, you know, my pops was like, "Fuck that, bro. You got to get out of my house." Like, so I got kicked out, and I ended up living with my mom, and I haven't lived with my mom since I was 14. Because they split up when I was young. And so that was a whole different experience with her. She couldn't do nothing for me, because I'm like, you stopped being my mom when you left. Like, bro, you didn't want, like, you feel me, child custody or nothing, because so you thought I was really... so, like, you know, but it's no, I'm not tripping. I'm like, it is what it is. Like, sometimes people can't be with each other, and I understand why my mom left, and I understand why they got divorced, and I don't hold it against her, but you learn that when you get older. Yeah, as you get older, but like, she thought she could, like, repair all the years she missed out, like, type shit, like, and like, oh, like, you're living with me now, like, but it just wasn't. I was a whole different man, bro. I was a drug addict. I was a 19-year-old fucked up, crash out loser, and I didn't care about what my mom wanted. I didn't care about what I wanted. Like, it got to a point. The breaking point was when my mom saw me have a grand mal seizure, and she found me on the floor in her room. I woke up to her crying. I woke up to her sobbing and full on tears. She was like, "I thought I lost you. I thought I lost you. I thought you were dead. I thought I lost another one of my babies." And so in my head, like, once she said that, like, I felt like fucking shit, bro. Like, I felt so fucked up, because I'm like, bro, like, why am I doing this? My parents just lost another kid. Why am I doing this to myself? Why am I doing this to them? So I had to, you know, and my home, she even called one of my homeboys up, my homeboy Smash. He came over, and because she didn't know who else to call, and like, that was one of my good friends, and he was like, "Man, you changed, bro. You need to go to rehab, bro. Like, you feel me?" And that's the only way. And I'm like, you know what? Like, everyone is telling me I need to do this, but only you have to make that change. And that's what it was. Like, it got to, like, people been telling me I need to go to rehab, but it was that moment, in that time, I'm like, no, I need to do this for me. And that's what it was, you know, that going to rehab, I finally got the therapy I needed, the psychiatric therapy I needed, and to realizing why I got into drugs in the first place, what it stemmed from the first time, you know, I ever felt, you know, because that's all it was. When you do drugs, you're hiding from something. You're trying to escape. That's all it is. You're escaping.
100%. And
you're escaping from either a trauma or what you've been through. Yeah, bro, because I've man, like, they brought back, they had made you go back to the first time you experienced trauma. And I had to really, I'm like, okay, the first time I ever experienced trauma was when I was in kindergarten. I used to get bullied and beat the shit out of by another kid. And then, okay, fast forward 12 years old when I got robbed by the, I had to, like, figure out why I even decided to get into drugs. Just because I was so sad. I didn't know who I was. I started doing drugs when I was 13. The first drug I ever took was ecstasy, you know, and that's, it's fucked up. And it's sad because that rewired my whole brain, and I could have went so many different directions in life. But then this is what I was telling you about purpose. Sometimes that's just your purpose.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just, you know, life. You can want your life to go one way, but it just it just goes the other way. You know, and I take full accountability for everything I did in my life. You can say, oh well, you know, like, you can blame the people you were around. Yeah, I could say that. I shouldn't have, you know, but I was the one who said yes. I was the one who took the drug. I was the one, I was young, I was, but I still,
taking that accountability.
Yeah, I'm taking accountability. I take accountability for everything I did in my life. And it shaped, like I said, it shaped me to the person I am. So I'm just glad, you know, that shit could have killed me, bro. And it's been killed. It kills people every single day. Addiction is real, man. So I've been sober from hard drugs since 2018.
Wow. So I can relate to you on that. For me, I had a lot of issues going through the military, and with the military, they don't properly give you mental health help.
Fuck no.
To be real honest, y'all, and I'm not bashing on everybody, but this is the truth. You can ask any single vet.
Yeah,
the moment you talk about your mental health, out the door you go. They don't want to deal with it. It's the truth.
Because you're a hazard.
Exactly.
To them.
Yep. So, and even if you tell them, hey, I want to seek some therapy, they're gonna mark you down that you're not there. So you're already gonna get listed regardless, and it sucks because a lot of us will just bury ourselves in this deep depression where we start drinking. It's from the either we had surgeries and we got hooked on the painkillers. Because it happened to me. I got hooked on. So I had 7 surgeries on my tailbone for a pilonidal cyst, and I still have this issue to this day. 10 years later, I still deal with the issue from this day. But I got addicted when I was in. I got addicted heavily to hydrocodone, oxycodone. There was a time where I was doing Percocet. I didn't like perks, honestly.
Bro, the perks
really kind of made me sad, and I didn't want to move out of my bed. So I kind of but it was hydros and oxys was my fucking weapon of choice. And it got to a point where I started realizing I was really going downhill is when I started railing them. Oh man, that's all. And I'm honest with you guys on Around the Loop. Like, this is honest and this is truth. Like, I ain't no perfect man at all. I've been through a slump, so I know when I was rock bottom is when I started fucking hitting that shit through the nostril. I was like, yeah, and it was
we're good now.
Okay, and it was so stupid because it's like I did that just to get fucked up, so I didn't have to pay attention to my surroundings, and it's the truth.
Yeah,
you end up doing that so you don't have to focus on what's hurting you now. So you kind of like numb yourself to and that's why I said I relate with you heavy on that. And for me, it's like, I hit rock bottom when I started going through. I had kidney failure, so I started turning yellow, and I OD'd. I was ODing on this. It was, I don't know what it was, the synthetic spice for a vape. There was a time where it was like, it's called Black Magic White Night, and folks were mixing it with their vape juice, and you can vape it and shit, and it would get you super high.
It's like spice?
Yeah, just like spice.
Okay.
It wouldn't pop on a drug test, so, you know, you'd get that fucking same high and shit, and you can mix it with flavor, so people were fucking loving it. And a lot of Marines at the time when I was in got addicted to it because I was one of them. And it's the truth, I was. And I'm not going to expose the rest of the world, but for my homies that were there and that were part of it, you know, we called it smack juice, and it would get you smacked, and it got you addicted to a point where it's like you couldn't really sleep without hitting the vape a couple times. So you're all like, and it was the dumbest shit. But I was working at Panera Bread when I got out of the Marine Corps, and one of my coworkers actually was like, "Oh, I got some of that thing you're talking about. I don't want it. You know, you can have it." I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah. And me being a fiend at the time, I was like, oh fuck yeah. Didn't even think twice. Didn't even ask where he got it from. I was ripping that shit when I got home, and because I went to his apartment, picked it up, went to back to my spot where I was staying, renting out my room, and I started just ripping that shit on the couch. Next thing you know, I started turning yellow. I was puking. It was bad, and that's when I was like, I had to start cleaning myself up, and my alcoholism got real bad. I started doing this thing where I would want to get fucked up before noon. If I wasn't fucked up before noon, I wasn't doing it right. And since at the beginning stages of Panera Bread, I was dishwasher, so I didn't really have to talk to nobody. So I would just be in the corner, all fucking stewed out, just.
I would tell y'all dishwashers is probably zooted, because I remember when I used to work at BJ's, man. Boy, we was all getting zooted in the back, bro. We was smoking, drinking, hitting the, bro. It's crazy. But we all got our work done.
Exactly.
All got our work done.
Yeah, I can never say I never lacked on the work side though. So, and that's when I realized, like, oh man, I was going downhill. I was going downhill to the point where it's like, there was a hurricane that happened in North Carolina where it almost killed us, and that's where I was like, you know what, I need to go home. But I stayed out there in North Carolina for a couple months on my own, about 2-3 solid months on my own, because I didn't want to return home to my parents seeing me how fucked up I was already. At least I had that sense in me, that knowing that I didn't want to. I was already disappointing the world, so it's like, well, go home and disappoint more. Yeah, I'm not gonna let that happen. So it's like I had to clean myself up a little bit. And I wasn't fully clean, but I got myself off the painkillers before I made it back home, and then from there, slowly stopped drinking, and I'm Cali sober. So for the people that ask, it's cannabis. That's what saved my life actually. So I started doing research on that, and it saved me. And I'm not addicted to pills no more. I don't even do alcohol. Like, so it's not for everybody. Hey, just letting you guys know.
I'll tell you this: I don't encourage anyone to do any drug. I don't tell anyone to do any drug, but if marijuana works for you to get off alcohol, to get off heroin, to get off meth, and it works for you, do it. Do what works for you.
Yes, sir.
But I'm not going to encourage anyone to try it out if you've never done it. If you've never done it, don't try it. Like, know your body.
Do your research first. Make sure.
That's another. And that's why my brother got induced with schizophrenia, was smoking weed. And I tell people that I'm very adamant on that, like, because I understand the benefits of marijuana and everything, and like I understand our cannabinoid systems in our brains and how, but some people shouldn't smoke marijuana. If you have a mental health disorder like schizophrenia, marijuana will induce it, and it will make the delusions and the episodes of voices 10 times worse. Please be very careful when you come to experiment. Marijuana is a drug. It is a drug. Yes, it is. It alters your brain.
It does.
And I think, and this is from Blest, wait till you're 25.
True.
If you never smoked weed,
I recommend it.
Wait till you're 25. Wait till your brain fully develops.
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you guys, I strongly agree with him on that, because I didn't recently start smoking until I was after 22. I should have waited maybe 25. He's right. Yeah. Give a little bit more time, but yeah, wait till your brain fully develops.
So you know how your brain can react and you can respond right. You know,
that's
like
true.
Fucking, hey man, like PSA.
Yep. It's true. It's true. And so that's why I say, like, I can relate about, you know, going through that journey, getting yourself clean and wanting to be better, but you have to do it for yourself. Because it's like, yeah, you had a lot of people that depended on you too, but it's like at the end of the day, you could only want best for you if you put yourself through it. Others can wish you the best. Others can be like, you know what, I want you to do this. I want you to be successful, X, Y, and Z.
But it's like the world for somebody. You can want the world for somebody.
But if that
person, they don't want the world for themselves. They're never gonna do it, bro. And
that's true.
And that comes with anything, man.
It's
like,
true.
bro, like, you gotta want it for yourself. I don't care if somebody is like the best basketball player at his school. If he don't want to hoop, he don't want to hoop. He's like, bro, you're gonna be the end. He's like, bro, I don't want to do it.
Yep. And
bro,
you can tell him a bajillion times, like, hey, go. Why don't you take care of it? But they're not gonna do it.
Nope. Hell no. You know.
And maybe they will eventually. Maybe they will, but you know, it's not gonna be at your pace. Yes.
That's up to them.
And that's learning something in life. Is learning that you don't have control of other people's paces. You gotta let them on their own pace. So you can't get upset with, oh well, why so is moving slower than I am, or don't compare yourself to others, because that's where you start wrapping yourself in a mental
different
thing.
Life. Yep. Like, you can't, like, you. That's why I'm telling my homies with music when they like get depressed about they don't blow up at a certain time. Like, bro, my favorite artist blew up at 19. I'm like, bro, that's not you. That's not your life, bro. Your life was not meant. You're not and you know, and you gotta accept that. And you feel me? And you gotta know you. This is it's not a marathon. I mean, it's a marathon, not a race.
There you go. Yes,
it's a marathon, not a race.
I agree. And so I wanted to ask you too, because you mentioned your cousin was Draco the Ruler. So let's tap into about that a little bit, if you don't mind. I just want to ask for the world to know this.
We can.
So, because I know you posted his music before too, and did you ever actually end up doing the remix?
Oh no, I know impatient freestyle.
Yes, I wanted to ask you. Did you ever get to that?
Not yet. I was thinking. Yeah, that's.
I would love to hear that from you.
I forgot about it. I told you about that. Yeah. Impatient freestyle. That's gonna be coming soon. That's gonna be coming soon. I gotta get working on that. But yeah, man. We knew him as Daryl and Devontae. So they've always been making music since they was like, I would say probably like. When the first time I ever seen Daryl post a video was on Facebook, because we were friends on Facebook.
True.
And he would post his little freestyles on YouTube and Facebook, and he would post them from the old ass, like, you feel me, camera phone type shit. So he was like 14, 15, bro. Like, I remember he used to have, a lot of people know, Daryl used to have a mohawk. He used to have a mohawk. He used to wear skinny jeans. They used to all jerk. Like, they was.
Oh, he was part of the.
They was swag the stink team. The stink team was jerking, bro. They was on nervous music. They was that was their style. And,
it was a heavy style.
Daryl, bro, he created his own flow, his own type of genre of music. And now I feel like everybody in LA that like raps like that street shit is trying to copy his flow. And I'm saying, you guys aren't Draco. I'm sorry. You guys can't copy his flow. It's not gonna happen, bro. Like, Draco's in the original. Like, when I hear those are Draco beats. Those are his flows. Those are his cadences.
You can tell right off the rip.
You can tell when all these dudes is trying to sound like Draco. You're not Draco. You're not. I'm sorry.
You just have to have your own sound.
It's okay though. It's okay.
And it's okay to like be inspired from Draco, and trying to learn maybe taking the cadence from him and learning. Okay, maybe if I start learning the tempo, my cadence, maybe I can start branching off and doing my own.
But they be taking whole lingo and all, like
it's
talking about ling ling bopping. I'm like, bro, you even know what ling ling bopping is? Do you even know what that like, bro? Do you even know what a Bruce like, bro? Like, they just be saying. I'm like, bro, like. And they don't even be from LA. They be from out of town places. And I'm like, bro, what? I'm like, all right, whatever. Who gave him? But
they're from North Dakota. You're like, what?
You know the truth then. But I mean, that's why I always respected how when it came to their music, because they never switched up his style, his flow. Like, he always stayed who he was.
True. Yeah.
And that's why I was telling you got to put 100,000 hours into it. You gotta stay dedicated. And that's what it was. Daryl and Devontae, they stayed dedicated to their craft, and they blew up. And because they stayed themselves, and it was organic, it was authentic. People love authenticity. You got to be yourself. And bro was just being himself, bro. And I'm not gonna lie, like Daryl was an artist. He was a great artist, but I did not see my cousin as a gangster. I didn't see him as a killer. I didn't see him as a demon. I just seen him as a great fucking artist who sadly got his life taken away in a fucked up, horrible way that no human should ever get to experience. He's the first time ever a fucking artist been murdered at his own festival while working, and nothing happens. No arrests, no nothing, and everything's on videotape and fucking. It's politics though, it is what it is, and the truth will come out.
It will.
The truth will come out, and it's okay. Evil will die. Evil will die, and they will be, committed for their crimes, and it's all good. But that's why what you put into this world will be a direct reflection on your karma. So that's another thing I strongly believe in. If you're putting out negativity to the world, what the fuck you think you're gonna get back?
It ain't positivity, I'll tell you that.
No, if you're putting out death and destruction to the world, and that's your game, that's your MO, you're a demon, you're on evil time, you're on this, that. Oh, homie, you gon' run into some real fucking demons, bro. Like, keep talking that talk. You gonna figure it out, you gonna get got. So like,
it is what it is. There's always a bigger shark out there. That's the scary part.
This life is two ways to live it. Positive or negative. You can wake up hating your life. You can wake up hating people. You can wake up talking shit. You can wake up in the negative, or you can wake up being positive, wondering how you can make the world a better place, how you can, you know, treat people how they want to be treated. You should treat people how you want to be treated. So just go out and that's what I'm saying. Be blessed.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Blessed.
Yep.
Accurate. Bring love every single time.
It's
Everywhere you go. Bring respect. Bring love. Treat people right. And you will get what you receive. I'm telling you. Don't believe the hype. The media is trying to, be negative, be fucked up, be an asshole, be disrespectful. Fuck no. Be respectful. Be a kind person. Be genuine.
Yep.
You know what a real man is? You know what a real man is? A real man is a person who talks about his emotions and his feelings and can talk to someone in a constructive way without letting their emotions get the best of them. That's a real man, you know, not being afraid of what they want to stand on. You feel me? Stand on principles, stand on morals
and values. That's 100% true. Can't praise that enough. And that's honestly, for everybody out there listening, it's true. It's like, you know, whatever your definition of being a man or being hard or being gangster, whatever it is for y'all, you know, just being a genuine person and being a genuine man is being out there taking care of yourself, taking care of the ones around you, and making sure that you're there, not as oh man, you just became another victim, you became another statistic. It's like, no, make a difference for the community. What can you do to change instead of saying being hating? Make a difference, because there's, and like you said, being genuine, being kind, it gets you so far. It gets you so far, because at the end of the day, we never know what the other individual is going through. They might be they might be ready to crash out on you. And you know, and they'll take it on you and regret that they even did such harm to you, but you know, you set them off on accident.
Yeah, you set them off. You disrespected them. You called them out your name. You don't even know the person.
And be kind. That's the truth. And be kind to others, because it's like, y'all don't understand what each other's going through. We all are going through the shit. We
Every
all
person
live through it.
Yep.
And you think you have it bad, the next person has it as bad too. So it's like, we all are living through the same shit, just at a different viewpoint. That's all it is. Same game, just different viewpoints. And so, you know, I want to ask you, you know, as well, for the world to get to know you a little bit more too. So I noticed that, you know, you started your fitness journey too. A couple years ago.
Yes, I did.
So let's talk about that.
So, I restarted my fitness journey.
Okay.
My father instilled into his boys brute strength, how to be strong, how to fight, how to gain muscle. That's another reason why I'm so appreciative. You know, like there's things that you want for your sons to have, and I'm glad that he chose those things to focus on, because I feel like young men are losing that. They don't want to work out. They don't want to be hard. They don't want to learn how to fight. And it's not, don't use it as an aggressor. You want to learn how to fight and be strong for protection.
Yes,
you are a protector. You need to defend people. So everyone, male or female, should learn how to fight, should learn how to work out, to get strength. You know, if you can't pull yourself up or try to pull, how are you going to survive through I can't lift myself up, so you're just going to die?
You can't even run down the street.
So by the time I was 12 years old, I was in the gym. And I was working. I mean, that's my greatest memories I will always cherish from my life, was with my father and my brother working out. We never talked like that. We didn't have dinners all the time. We had dinners in our rooms, but when we would work out, that, man, I love it. I loved it. And so I'm so glad we got to do that. And I was doing that from 12 years old. I stopped working out when I was, when I was 19.
Okay.
Because I started getting heavy into drugs, and then my brother passed away, and I started getting more heavy into drugs, and I actually started working out. That's crazy. Okay, yeah. So all right, yeah. So what happened was, I got 2019. I had a bacterial infection. I was a butcher, and I was cutting meat. You feel me? And at that time, I wasn't taking care of my body. I was smoking cigarettes. I was you know.
Oh, I went through that phase too.
Yeah, because when you're in rehab, bro, like they feed you cigarettes, bro. Like
Camel Crush
it's
menthol.
crazy. I wasn't even smoking.
Woo!
Like I wasn't smoking cigarettes like
Not
that
before
until I went to rehab. And then now I'm
relate.
like, I'm smoking. I need a port. I'm smoking Newports all the time. After
Newport
every
100s. Oh,
yeah,
man,
the
those are my
Newports.
shit.
Newports was my shit. So like, yeah, I was smoking cigarettes, and I was just doing. I wasn't, you feel me, like really on it. Like I wasn't working out. I wasn't taking care of my body. I was still sober, but I just wasn't taking care of my body like I should have. And I got sick, and the bacterial infection I got, it's called Lemire syndrome. It's a forgotten disease that people fucking like. When when I went to the hospital and shit, they were blown away because they didn't know what the fuck I had, and because they were tripping out. At first, the first symptoms I got, I thought I had bronchitis.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay, my throat, it fucking hurts every time I swallow. I feel like I'm losing energy. Like I had no energy. I was weak. So I went to low urgent care or whatever, and they were like, oh yeah, you have bronchitis. We'll give you antibiotics. Send it to your pharmacy, and then come back, you know, in a couple of days if it doesn't change. All right, at least I got an answer. I really thought it was okay. I got bronchitis. Cool. Yeah. Go home that same night, that same exact night. I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning in the most excruciating, searing pain I've ever felt in my entire life in my arm. I felt like my whole entire arm was broken. Oof. Like someone
shattered your
pulling
bones,
my arm out of its socket. And like 200 pounds of weight was just falling on my shoulder. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm screaming, I'm crying. I'm living with my mom at the time. She comes in like, what's going on? What's going on? I'm like, I can't move my arm. She's like, what do you mean you can't move your arm? And I'm like, I don't know. I can't move it. It's fucking broken or something. She's like, bro, well, she's tripping. I'm like, I need to go to the hospital. I need to go to the emergency room now. So we go, and they run tests, and they're like, son, you know you have blood clots in your jugular and in your arm? And I'm like, no, fuck. He's like, well, you're dying, and we need to get you to San Diego. And so that's what it was. The blood clot started in my neck and it traveled all the way to my arms. And so,
hence why you had that. Don't you have a scar, right?
Oh yeah, my whole scar.
I saw your picture on Instagram, and I was following the journey.
You can put it right here in the, you know.
Yeah, I'll put it up there, but I'll make sure I'll put it on there.
It's fucking crazy, yeah. So what they had to do was, they had to cut me open. About 6 times. It was like a bunch of they had to keep reopening and putting it's called an antibacterial sponge. Okay. So they cut open my esophagus, basically in my chest, and they stick it in there, and they would soak up all the infection. And I had tubes coming out of me that would drain out the pus and everything. And so they had to just sew me up, take it out, sew me up, take me out. And then the last surgery I had, it was a plastic surgery where they took muscle from my pectoral muscle to flap it over to cover the hole. So they did a skin graft on me. So it's all, you know, and that I had to wait about 3 years before I could work out again. So 2019 to 2022. That's because I had to regain all my strength back. I left the hospital weighing like 116 pounds. Jesus. I literally took a shower, bro. Because I was in hospital for a month. So 1 month I had to go through all those surgeries. And I came back to the house, I took a shower, and I passed out because I was so weak. I had no muscle. Like I was sitting on I had nothing. So cleaning myself was too much, and I just I was like, what the fuck? And my mom was like, son, you can't just go take a shower. Like you need me to hear. Like you can't just do everything by yourself. You have no muscle. You're weak. Like, and so that fucking sucked. I had to regain my whole strength back, slowly but surely, and I needed to do that. I needed to, and at the time I was in a relationship I didn't need to be in, and I needed to leave that person. I needed to exit out the situation I was in because it was detrimental for me and it was fucking me up, and so I needed to leave. And so after I left that situation I was in, you need an environment to grow. And if you're in an environment that's bringing you down and it's not fucking, you're not elevating, and you're not, it's like you're in a fucking circus cycle.
It's
like you're doing the same shit. Nothing's changing, nothing's working, and nothing's getting better, and you're just losing money.
Yep.
And you're just, you know, and you just feel like you're being used, and you have to, you know, love yourself to realize, yeah, this person's not for me.
Yeah.
So you have to separate yourself. And once I separated myself, I glowed up. I had to go back home, had to re-find myself again. And refining myself was just basically me saying, okay, look, we're doing music full time.
Okay. I see.
And we gotta do music full time, and we gotta take care of our body. Those are the two things that were on my mind in the year of 2022. I gotta do music, and I gotta change my body. And so that's what I did. I changed my entire body from 2022 to 2025. I fucking, bro, like, yo, y'all can see the videos.
Y'all don't understand, but this guy got a sleeper build.
I started working out, bench pressing 135. My max is now 405.
Yeah, I was like, he's benching 3 plates easily. Like, he eats that shit up too.
Bro, it's just, I love it, bro. I love strength. I love working out. I love being able to feel like I can just crush somebody's skull. I'm playing. But just knowing you have the power to, and that you just, I feel good when I hang out with people, because like I'm like I know I can protect them. I know wholeheartedly. Like it's crazy too. Like growing up, I felt like I had to fight so much. Yeah. But for some reason now that I'm strong as fuck and I'm a man, nobody wants to fight me. Nobody wants to trip and talk shit and try to, like, bro, it was weird when I was younger and I wasn't like you know, everyone was trying to trip, and because people are bullies. People who are bullies will only try to fucking fuck with weak people. Yeah. And so that's what I'm saying, you got to carry yourself right. If you carry yourself like a man, you do. Nobody gonna fuck with you.
100%. 100%. But if you present yourself as weak, as an easy target, like, if you guys haven't heard music out there, then you know you don't want to be an easy lick at a Target. Like, come on,
an easy lick at a Target. That's
at
funny.
A Target parking lot, at the most safest store, at a Target parking lot. Come on,
y'all. You looking like a Target at the Target. That's crazy.
That's true. Let me check one more time just to make sure everything's rolling real fast.
I don't care. Hopefully you don't care.
No, you're good.
But I gotta drain the main vein.
Yeah. Here we go. Perfect. It's going. So, okay. So yeah, for y'all that don't understand, you might be looking at this gentleman and you're like, oh, he's talking about working out 3 plates. You're like, you sure? don't. You know, if you ever heard of a sleeper build on a car, well, he's a sleeper build in real life. You're just saying.
And so, I'm not just hitting 3 plates. I'm pausing it on my chest, my dude, with my legs up.
He does it with his legs up, dog.
My legs up. It's easy work. You feel me? You know.
Yeah, so y'all tap in with that, and honestly, if you guys ever, and it's never too late to start your fitness journey. It's never too late,
no matter what age.
And you don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. You don't have to be X, Y, and Z, you know, to be cut. You just take care of yourself.
Don't take steroids.
That's gonna hurt. That's gonna fuck your shit up real quick.
Fuck steroids. Don't take steroids. You don't need them.
For the short gain, it ain't worth it, man.
It's not worth it. For the short run, it's not worth it. It will cut your life in half. Oh, I mean, if you want to be a bodybuilder though, then do that.
It's a full-time job, though.
It's a full-time job, bro. So if you want to inject something in your butt about twice a week, like, all right, then go do that. If you think you could be Mr. Olympia, go do it. That's your purpose. If you think that's your purpose, that's your purpose. But, like, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like there's also an epidemic with kids taking steroids because they want to be an influencer.
Yes, so
I've seen that too. More and more kids are trying to get and take steroids because they want to be a social media influencer.
And it's crazy because you be seeing these young men, they're like 20, 21, weighing that 260 pounds,
bro,
and you're like,
sad. I be seeing the acne.
They look like pit bulls. They look like the pocket bully pit bulls. Just like, you're like, you're uncomfortable. Yeah, you look uncomfortable.
It cuts your lifespan in half. Fucks up your junk. You feel me? Like it's not. I mean, the risks don't. The reward doesn't outweigh the risk.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, hey, you might have great looks for the short time.
For the time being, you might get that sponsor deal. You might get some. But like, is it really worth it? Is it really worth your health, bro? I don't think.
Because 10, 20 years later, if you ain't up to that standard again, it's just like now you're deteriorating. You look like a little raisin.
Yeah, bro.
Don't be the little raisin.
Don't be the raisin.
Don't be the raisin.
Don't be the raisin.
That's true. So I want to ask too, like, ever since you started your fitness journey again, and you know, because if people haven't been paying attention to your social media, you posted on there.
Yep.
And you know that's motivating. I've seen that, and it's like, wow, that's motivating. I was like, yeah, 3 plates. I'm like, holy shit. and for you guys, don't need a fancy gym. You don't need no fancy equipment. A simple bench, some simple weights, and that's it.
I don't go to no gym. I don't have a gym membership. All we have are rusty pig iron weights. The solid, you feel me, metal,
the OG ones.
like all we need is a bench press and dumbbells. That's all we need. That's all we need.
You can do
That's
so much.
solid iron, you know.
That's true.
And sometimes I even say this too, like, cause there's people out there in different countries who just use their body weight to work out. You don't even need weights. You don't need you can just use your body weight and work. Calisthenics.
Yeah, calisthenics. That's
you
true.
Can, anywhere, use your body as you from people in prison. Like, that's how they work. Like, what? Like, bro, like, you don't need all this, but it all comes down to your mind.
True.
That's where it all starts. You can't force anybody to do anything. When somebody wants to put in that work, they don't care if they don't have the equipment. They don't care what. They're gonna figure it out. Like, I want to be strong. I'm gonna figure out how to get strong. I'm gonna do it. Pull-ups, push-ups, whatever. I don't have a gym. I don't have this. Fuck, I'm in prison. Well, I'll figure it out. I'll get a laundry bag and put a bunch of. I'll get some water bags. I'll fucking do. I'll do something. I'll use
one way or another. You gotta stay active with it. You have to. You have to. And
Yes.
there's no excuse for y'all out there. Like, there's no excuse not to take care of yourself. Even if you're limited to, oh, I don't have X, Y, and Z equipment. Well, you still have a body. Use it. Use your body on that.
Health is wealth. I need that healthy stuff. Shout out to Dave Blunts. He's going to the gym.
Yep. And he's taking care of himself.
He gonna lose. I see Dave Blunts losing about 200 pounds, and I believe it. I believe it. And
he'll be able to crowd surf, and because he's out there saying he's gonna crowd surf. I'm waiting for that.
I'll be there for the crowd surf. I got you, bro. I'll get about 200-300 of you.
Hell
boom. But yeah, man, health is wealth. Gotta take care of your body.
That's true. That's so true. And you know, just for folks out there, you know, I hope you guys have been enjoying this episode. I hope you guys have been learning from this. And like I said, on the Around the Loop podcast, when I'm meeting the person for the first time, so are you guys. So this is all genuine. This isn't all behind. There's a scripture. No, this is all genuine, y'all. And you know, make sure you guys tap in with the social media. Make sure you guys let's let them know exactly the following so they can tap in and make sure they follow, because I'll put it on the screen and I'll make sure they tap in. Here we go. Make sure you guys don't miss out right there.
777 Blest.
It's on
BLEST.
There we go. On all platforms.
On all platforms.
On all platforms. So, you know, I want to ask, is there any new music you have coming out soon?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That's the thing with me, guys. I'm not signed to a label yet. So I'm going to post what I want, when I want, all the time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Music all the time. I don't have deadlines or dates. Oh, you're gonna have to wait till I put. No, if I'm I just drop songs. I just drop music. I just drop music all the time. Like I just fucking, bro. I'm gonna keep dropping music. I'm gonna keep dropping songs. I dropped an album last year in 2024 in December. Fire, 18 tracks. Just gave Homeboy a CD.
I know. I'm gonna put it on
album.
Here so you guys can check
You
it
Are
out.
Not Alone. You Are Not Alone. Out everywhere. Cop it, download it, you feel me? 18 tracks, pure fire. It's every human emotion bottled up in an album, you know, from heartbreak, betrayal, from death, addiction. I put all my whole life, authentic, true story into that album. So hopefully other humans can relate. And okay, yeah, I get it. Bro went through the same thing. Connections. I just want to build connections with people, you know? No matter what, sometimes in this life we feel like no one understands us or what we go through. But that's cap. Everyone is going through something. Everyone on this planet is going through a type of trauma or you know, tribulation that they need to overcome. And so don't feel like you're alone, because you're not alone. You're never alone.
True.
Someone's going through it, and someone's probably even going through it way worse than you. And they're still having a smile on your face. So I believe you can have a smile on your face too. You can get through whatever this life puts on you. Don't ever fall short thinking you can't do it. I believe in you. You can do it.
That's true, and I love those the words of encouragement, the words of inspiration there. That's going to go a long way for everybody out there. And the neat thing about Around the Loop podcast is I'm not just, oh, you know, you'll be seen in California. It's around the world. So we have fans from Canada, Mexico, the UK, big fan base in the UK.
Woo!
So you're gonna be heard in there. You're gonna be heard in all of Asia too. I have fans from all over Asia, which is amazing. And
thank you guys for supporting me, man.
So I appreciate y'all.
Thank you guys for supporting him, bro. For real talk. Like, keep supporting people that are genuine, that come out with genuine, clean content that is authentic. Don't support these fakes. Don't support these frauds. Don't support people who are disingenuous, you know? And trust your gut. If you don't, how am I gonna know? You know.
You'll know.
You know in your gut and the back of your head. That's how you should move. If anyone wants to get something from this live, like if you take one thing from this interview, trust your gut and trust your intuition.
True.
You are closer to God than anyone else. Don't try to be like, oh, like don't have someone's value. Don't value someone's information more than your own. You know, you can take people like, oh, okay, yeah, like you can admire someone's, you know, whatever, but like what you have in your mind and your heart is more real than anyone else and more authentic than anyone else, because it's you and it's unique. It's more unique and it's more just trust yourself, you know. You got it. You have the plan. You have it.
I appreciate that. And honestly, this has been one phenomenal episode, one truly blessed episode. And I say that because I'm not saying it just because of the name, but this is honestly true. And for the folks that, you know, don't know where we're at, if you haven't noticed yet, we're at this beautiful internal hills out here in Oceanside at this beloved place. And actually, I'm going to actually spin the camera around so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'm going to do it right now while we're here. So, you know, a little behind the scenes while we're at it. But as you guys know, Around the Loop podcast is mobile. This is it, y'all. We're at this beautiful, beloved internal hills here that I hope never, ever changes, y'all. This is something beautiful that the folks get to see, the beauty, the nature of Oceanside. Like, this place is beautiful, and this is what it's about. So we out here making it happen, y'all. And like I said, I really appreciate you so much for being on Around the Loop. It's been a blessing. It really has been. And I'm excited to have you again.
Of course.
In the near time future.
We will.
Yeah. So you guys stay tuned for that. We'll have more episodes, and maybe there'll be some music videos in the works with ATLP and Blest. Who knows? Just saying, y'all, stay tuned because this summer is full of action-packed episodes, music videos. Man, I'm coming out with a bunch of stuff, so stay tuned.
It's only the beginning, guys.
It is only the beginning. So thank you so much for inviting me here. It was a blessing. It was a journey. Thank you so much. It really was. Appreciate you so much. Of
course, man.
Thank you.
Stay blessed, guys. Follow your dreams.
There we go. Beautiful.